Hi viewers, it's a beautiful afternoon here. I'm right here at Macarios, strategically located at LEKKI Expressway. This is a new development by our one and only Dr. Matthew Ashimolowo. We are here for the launch of this property today. I'll be taking you around to see what we're currently doing today, because today we are launching this property officially, and we have our Dr. Matthew Ashimolowo here right today to tell us all what we'll be expecting in Macarios. All what we'll be seeing, all what we'll be expecting in Macarios will be discussed today here at the launch of Macarios. We'll be having a waterfall, dancing water, a whole lot of amenities and infrastructure is going to be put in place in the Macarios. A residential plot, a commercial plot, schools, more, a whole lot of infrastructure is coming to Macarios, strategically located in LEKKI, facing LEKKI Expressway. I will take you around now and I will take you inside to see what we actually going to be having in Macarios. I will take you inside now to see what Dr. Matthew Ashimolowo is about to discuss with us about Macarios. Stay tuned. If you want to see what we'll be having at Macarios, stay to the end of this video. I will be taking you around to see what we'll be doing here right today at Macarios. I'm so excited because today is what you have to wait and see. Come with me, let's go.
This is a place where as you come, just in front of our estate here, we've taken like 3 meters of the setback plus 3 meters inside, and we are creating what is known as a promenade. You'll be able to sit on concrete seating as you watch the water display. So there will be a beautiful promenade in front of this from where you can watch the water display. And if you are wondering, how about the people on the streets? We are going to build a wall, because if we are putting, guess how much it is costing us? $6 million to build Macarios water, just the water place. We didn't need to do it. It doesn't make real estate sense. And having done business since I was 14, you shouldn't put $6 million in a place, but we're doing it because it is going to, number one, make a global statement. Number two, and in fact, when we invited OASE to come and do it, they said there's nothing like it in sub-Sahara Africa. The only place they've been invited in Africa to do it is Morocco, and it's the government of Morocco that is doing it. So this is going to happen, and it's happening by May the 1st. We've already marked. We had to remove all our markings. Engineer Demola Daga, please stand up so they can see. These are one of our engineers who's worked very hard. Our COO, our consultant COO is not here today. Gamal Al-Haidi, who is from Egypt, is not here today. He unavoidably had to be in Anambra State. He's more like a Nigerian. He's lived there for 30 years, even though he's from Egypt. And other staff, at some point I'll introduce them. So this is the water place. Part of what will happen is this water you are looking at, it dances to music. Not only does it dance to music, then it will be concentrated to become a TV screen. And video will be projected. Video will be projected. So you came with your children, you bought ice cream from the mall. You sat at the promenade. Before you know, your children have paid us to say happy birthday. Which mommy shall we put here? Mommy Dorothy or Wata will say happy birthday, whatever your name is. You just see your name written on the water. There'll be video screen. Nigeria's independence will play the video. Lagos State is doing something major, we'll play the video. Nothing offensive. We'll play videos of musicians that are not immoral and that are not religious, but just amoral in the middle. Because we don't want to offend anyone. Macarios is for everybody. I hope I make sense. This water place. It's going to be a major statement. It's going to be very major. 1.5 acres of the most prime part of our land is what we are using. The one which faces the road. But our mind is to see that we do something that you also can be proud of. And then beyond the water display, I'd like to talk about the whole of Macarios. Like I said earlier, it is 33 hectares. 33 hectares, 8,000 square meters of just the mall alone. My good friend and brother who's here today will say that is small for a mall. Mr. Akim Oguniran is here. He's the past CEO of UPDC. Most of you who know real estate, please let us celebrate Mr. Akim Oguniran. But 8,000 is 2 acres of a mall that will just be at the back here. And then we have 1,000 square meters of office space. When you go out of this hall, the other side is still part of the commercial. We'll show you later how Macarios is divided essentially into 2 sections, commercial and residential. And if you don't live in Macarios and they didn't invite you, you cannot enter the residential. It's going to be like a fortress. Then we have 2,250 event hall, so that if you came to Macarios to wed, you can use the water place for your background, the event hall for your reception, or the children's park, which you will see later. The next slide. Here, Makarios shows you that we're going to be having an estate. I mean, most of the time, the people who are HNIs, high network investors, want a place which they can live and they didn't have to hassle, and they have rest, they have peace of mind. So Macarios will be a place where you have peace of mind because we have parks. And I was showing some people outside. Layout approval was pursued by a one-time commissioner for physical planning, is the one who handled it for us, and the one-time president of Nigerian Institute of Town Planners. So even where we wanted to compromise, he would say no way. So we have 1.5 acres of football field, basketball, and any other kind of sport you want to do. Then another 0.5 acre again. I'm just wondering who will have But we have so many parks in Macarios, where it just means you are able to go sit down in the park and play in the park. Next slide. Macarios, like I told you, has a commercial section and a residential section. The commercial section has a major mall, which is 8,000 square meters, and we are likely to just sell the space to the people who will build the mall, or we might build it ourselves and then look for a major carrier, a major business that will now attract the others. But certainly Macarios will be a place where you can come and shop, and you can also dine. You see, Macarios has 4 things. It's a place to live, it's a place to work, it's a place to play, and it's a place to dine. So we have a grand mall still in the section that is commercial. Next slide. The next slide, please. Macarios is also a place where we have 0.5 acre dedicated to an event hall. So that if you came to Macarios, the business section is where you can have your event. You can have your photographs at the various parks inside the commercial, and you can also have. Then we would allow people to have generator, but we would regulate the generator by way of the decibel of their noise. We will prefer the ones that they say silent. I don't think there's a silent generator. In fact, when you buy them silent, after 2-3 years, you are hearing a sound. So there will be generator, there will be PHCN, and the third, we would encourage solar. We would encourage solar. That's the kind of house in which I live right now. So sometimes when the PHCN takes off light, my gen kicks in within a minute. But when I'm not in, my housekeeper, a Filipino, I can't leave the gen for her. If there's no NEPA, solar takes over. She has light, she has electric. There's light in for her TV, for her fridge, for everything. So that's what we want to do in Macarios, so people can have a convenient life, not having to endure. Next one. Water in Macarios, like I said again, will be central. It will be central, so water will be pumped to everyone. in the estate. Next, waste management. When I finish the presentation, if you please look at the layout on the board there, you will find where all the sewage of Macarios will gather. So there'll be a sewage treatment system. So there'll be no soak away. There will be no soak away. I mustn't tell you the drawbacks of soak away, because one of it really is that it goes back again to the water you pull out from somewhere. So there'll be a central sewage system in the waste management. And who knows, some of it might just be extracted for agricultural purposes. Next, please. The roads. Macarios right now has 23 streets. Next one. Macarios will have close to 10,000 people living there. At least that's the calculation from the water and mechanical engineering company who are working with us. They said eventually at its full stage, 10,000 people will live in Macarios. And obviously they will need school space for their children. Just behind the mall, therefore, we have a major space, about almost 2 acres set aside for school space. So for some of you asking, commercial space for sale, if there's somebody who wants to buy the space for the school, it basically means they are just plugging into an opportunity. Next thing about Macarios, next slide. This is the general picture of this area. I often feel like saying that Macarios is at the meeting point of LEKKI and Ibeju. I don't like it when people say, oh, the place is in Ibeju. We are not in Ibeju. We are under Ibeju local government. One day that name will change and you'll find that it's the most respected place. Yes. You know, today people love to say they are in LEKKI phase 1, but that used to be Morocco. How many of you remember when LEKKI phase 1 was Morocco? Shanty town first class. Shantier than Ajegunle. So one day Ibeju is going to change. But Macarios is not really in Ibeju. We are on LEKKI Express, albeit under Ibeju LEKKI local government. And the advantage this gives us is that at the end of today's presentation, you will drive round, you will find that Macarios has 6 to 8 lane express in front and a 4-lane express at the back. So if you are coming into Macarios, you could, before you came to the front, turn and come through the back route and enter your house. Unless you are coming to the residential, you could also drive through the back to the residential, but to the commercial, but you cannot enter through the residential. We want to give the residential people first-class treatment. I think they deserve it. Put your hands together for our residents even before they come. Next slide. Macarios, why? Why this area? Firstly, it is expected that the level of industrialization in this area is going to be on a level like you have never seen. The largest deep sea seaport in this part of the world, the largest refinery outside of some parts of Europe, likely to kick off this year. We pray it happens so that all this QQQ will come to an end. It is an anachronism, an oxymoron, to be the producer of a product and yet you don't have the product. So this area of Lagos is going to become highly industrialized, which means a large number of people from around the world will come and live on this end. I remember when we were engaging the Egyptian gentleman who is now our consultant COO. He said, I see this area explode because the day is going to come when people who live in LEKKI phase 1 who come and work here will not want to do that journey anymore. They would like to live on this side. Why this area? Because it is referred to as the new Lagos, and we call Macarios the new Ikoyi. Come on, put your hands together for that. Why? Because with the landmark in Ibeju LEKKI, no area of Lagos will be more developed than this. You know, when you are the last to develop, you correct previous errors. And let me just tell you some things that may not be on this map, and the people in the village opposite us don't know, is that the mobile you saw in front of us will be going one day. The houses you saw in front of us will be going one day because a train line is coming. A train line is coming there. I do hope they'll give me a better mic. A train line is coming that will come from Marina and take you to Ekpe. Come on, somebody celebrate that. So development is coming on a level like has never been seen, parallel to the road you saw. And I do apologize for the level of traffic you saw when you were coming. It's a current inconvenience for a future convenience. The road is being completely changed, and the quality of construction, if you can notice, is on a high level. It is such that the road will have a high durability. But on that parallel to the road will be a train line. So anyone who lives in this area will have the option of not only driving but being able to catch the train to go many places. Why this area? Even you will rise to the top of the list of destinations sought after by tourists. And when that time comes, we want Macarios to be at the forefront of leading it. In the next 5-6 weeks, one of the engineers in Oase will be leaving Germany to come and do a final assessment before they begin to bring the pumps and the equipment to set inside the massive bowl we are building here. I was supposed to be with them in Germany in December. For some reason I developed cold feet. I said I'll stay in my house, and I'm glad I did. The day after, the snow took over their country. Why Ibeju? The deep sea port would link West African nations and support regional economic operations. For those who do not import, you may not know the hassle of bringing in containers and other stuff. Mr. Tayo Ladabo, who did the welcome speech, all he complains when he talks to me is the hassle of bringing in his containers. He brings, any time you drink water in Nigeria or any drink that is bottled, the only man who imports all the filtration system is Mr. Tayo Ladabo. So help us put your hands together for him. Next slide, please. All right, this is a panoramic view of Macarios. This is the 33 hectares, 83.7 acres. This is Lekki Expressway. You drove in through the front, but in the future it will not be so. The green you are looking at in front is our water display place. And just beside it to the west, no, to the east, is the park for children. It's going to be a water park. It's just behind me here. It's going to be a water park with train driving inside. Come on, put your hands together and celebrate that. We're not imagining it. We're already in discussion with the company that will build it from South Africa. They're currently handling a project in the United States of America. And once they finish, next one will be Macarios. Also, we also want to be very wise. We want one part to be presented, and while we're enjoying that, we open the next. Behind the water is the mall. Behind the mall is the office. And just behind all of them to the east is a car park of about 3 acres for everyone in the business district. One massive car park, whether you came to the water display place, you came to the restaurant in the mall, or you came to the office, one massive car park to handle everyone who comes, that is able to park between 2,000 and 3,000 cars. To the west of the commercial first building is a hotel, and we are looking forward to a 4-star hotel already designed. We will build it, but if somebody shows us a good money, we'll sell the design and the land and let them also be with us. Next to the to the hotel. It's an office complex. Remember, Macarios is a place where you work, you live, you play, you dine. So there'll be an office complex, and whoever is building the office complex will want to work with them to create a multiplex kind of office complex where you can come and rent a room for your businesses, for your office work. And next to the office is the event place, which people can come and rent. Next to the event place will be a 2,000 square meter, half an acre land given by Macarios to KRCC so they can have a church there. It's free, but I'm looking at their national superintendent. They should bless Macarios by buying land in the residence. So 2,000 square meters of the commercial part will be a church building given to KRCC, and it's my vision, matter of fact, to come and help them pastor that one. Wow. And next to the church building, there's going to be a hospital. There'll be a hospital so that it is in the commercial section for two reasons. We don't want anyone who have an emergency in the area and there's no place to go. They're able to come into the commercial section to engage the hospital, which means somebody with a good practice can buy the hospital. The residential part of Macarios is broken into 3 or 4. I start with the west. The west of Macarios, this long part, is made up of 10-floor buildings. 10-floor buildings with 52 apartments in each of the buildings. 52 apartments, but high-end. Macarios does not want a barrack experience. I've had enough. I was born in the barracks. I don't want another barrack. So all the houses there will be 10-floor buildings, high-end apartments, residences. In fact, the top of the 10th floor will be a beautiful 5-bedroom penthouse, which will be more like a maisonette, so that it is double floor, which therefore we believe that there are people who want luxury, but they don't want to buy one plot of land for 2 billion naira anymore. And they want something that gives them the same quality of life. Same quality of life. And in a place that they can say this is good. So 10-floor buildings will line up here. In the middle will be 192 terraced houses. And we're going to show you what they look like later. The terrace houses, matter of fact, we've laid foundation for 24. We were waiting for our layout approval to be out before we can proceed, and it came out 4 p.m. yesterday. After 8 months instead of 2 months. Lagos State collects their money up front, 36 million for layout approval. Macarios does not want to build or sell land to you and say, we have COO, we have COO. COO is no guarantee that you are permitted to build. COO is no guarantee that every plot there should be sold. Proper roads should be created. Proper spaces should be put. So the middle has 192 terrace houses. Just below the middle, we have 18 detached houses. These detached houses will show you what they look like. Currently, there are 230 plots in Macarios available for sale. Having said 230, at the south of the land, Macarios acquired additional land. That was why I said used to be 83 square meters. It is now 94 square meters. But we are only talking of the 83 that has all the approval. Are you with me? I said, are you with me? The green areas are the various parks statutorily set aside and approved for recreation and the various events. Next slide, please. Next slide. This is the layout of the residentials. The one to the right are the terrace houses. There are 192 of the terraced houses, and there are 18 of the detached houses. I'll move to the next slide. Next slide. This is the terrace houses. We call it in Greek anthizo. Anthizo means to begin to bloom and begin to grow great. You may say, this man likes Greek a lot. Part of the reason is we wanted to be different. We wanted to be unique. We wanted something you could identify with, something also that has its mystique. Its mystique. So, the terrace houses, the anthizo, is made up of 4 bedrooms, a staff apartment, space for your parking. There are 192 of them. And like I said earlier, we have engaged one of the companies in land, Dutum. I think they have a small stand out there. And they've already started building. Dutum is building the terrace houses, and they're also building Promenade. The Promenade where you will stand to watch the water display, which will be in front. Next slide, please. This is the layout of the anthizo, the terraced houses. So you're able to park your car on the ground floor. You have a guest room, your kitchen, and the staff room. Next one, next slide. And in the next floor, you have your living room, your dining, your service quarters. That is for your staff. Next slide. And on the last floor, you have the master bedroom, a walk-in closet, and you have a terrace to look out from. More bedrooms that are en suites and the lobby. I'd like to go to the next slide. The next slide shows you the quality we want to build in Macarios. We want to build a house which people will feel that they are proud to live in Nigeria and to work if they work in this area. So this is anthizo. This is the terrace houses. Next slide. This is one of my favorites. I keep wondering, maybe I'm going to even live in one of them, or just buy my plots from Macarios and build. But if I have to live in Macarios, this might be one of the ones I live in. The deliazo, which means to dazzle, to make a person enthralled, to put a person under, to make a person awestruck. I was reading my Bible this morning, and it says in Luke chapter 5, I think verse 9 or 10 in the New Living Translation, and Peter was awestruck as he looked at Jesus. We want you to live in Deliazo, and you and your guests are awestruck. Because Deliazo has 6 bedrooms, 6 reception. It has a cinema for you, so you don't have to go. You can show it in your house. It has space for your parking. And for those who buy early, Macarios will throw in a swimming pool, which is worth about 15 million, free to them. Wow. For those who buy the Deliazo. So you might as well present that to your friends. Let me show you the layout of the Deliazo. It is on 3 floors, ground floor, first floor, and second floor. Next slide, please. And again, we want to give attention to quality. We want to give attention to quality. That's why we're bringing in other companies to build to specification and to specification. Next slide, please. The third build of Macarios will be the 10th floor apartments. We call it 2 names. We either call it the Akmazo or we call it Imperial Towers. There is a tower that has 52 apartments. Some of them are just 1 bedroom, some are 2 bedroom, and then there are 5 bedroom maisonettes there too. The Imperial Towers will be a place where a person wants an apartment, does not want a big house. However, they want quality. This gives us the chance to max the land. It gives us the chance to give more people the opportunity to live in Macarios. It gives a young family, an upwardly mobile individual, the chance to be able to live where they can be proud to say, I live in Macarios. All the prices of these various houses, 23 streets, 2 major roads, 3 major roads, and 2 walks. Our 3 major roads are 4-lane each, statutorily required for an estate that will be excellent. If not, the kind of land we use for road, I would have loved to sell it as plots. So the 3 major roads, all our roads, when you come to live in Macarios, we are not selling our roads. We have already given them names of birds. So the road behind you is Woodpecker Drive. The road that separates commercial is Falcon Drive. And the longest road here is Eagle Drive. Not yet, please, not yet. So all the roads have already been done. We've spent the past 7-8 months just building the roads. And once you leave today after this launching, the 3 major roads, they'll start the process of tarring. And then the 23 streets and walkways, the paving stones for them, 24,000 paving stones have already been prepared. So when you drive around today, you see the paving stones already gathered in strategic places. All our drains have been done. And may I just quickly say that our road drains to the 4-lane road at the back, actually built in conjunction with New Town Development. The New Town Development responsible for LEKKI. We've connected our road, Eagle Drive to that, and all our drains to their major drain, and it takes it straight to LEKKI. So there'll be no flooding in Macarios. Whatever it takes, we're ready to give it to continue to be an estate of excellence. We have spent so much building just roads, not even houses, so that when people come, they find that the infrastructure is already in place. Already in place. We've had to put billions in the road infrastructure alone. Billions in the road infrastructure, and all 27 are ready. 2 walks, 23 streets, and 3 major roads. This is Macarios Luxury Place. Welcome to Macarios Luxury Place. Welcome to the future. Welcome to the greatness of Lagos State. Welcome to a place you also will be proud of. It is our hope and aspiration that the day we open, for example, our water display place, we'll be able to have His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, wow, whom I believe somebody is going to win. Thank you very much for coming today. Thank you.
Yeah, my face is back, and we are done with Pastor Ashimolowo. We've all heard what we will be expecting in Macarios. The developer of Macarios has actually given us the breakdown of what we should be expecting in Macarios place. Means this is not a joke. This is not a joke. This estate is going to be the first class along this LEKKI region. And this property, this particular estate, is Dubai in Lagos State. I'm very sure you've heard it all. You've heard it all from the horse's mouth. This property, this estate is promising you a luxury and nothing less of luxury. If you are a Nigerian in Nigeria, a Nigerian in diaspora, a non-Nigerian, a foreigner, that you are looking for that luxury to put your money to invest to, and you are looking for that 1% of 1% estate along Lekki Aja corridor, along Lekki Ekpe Expressway in Lekki, the new Lagos, the new town, Macarios is a place for you to be. What should you do now? Just pick up your phone and call my number now so you can get this property at pre-launch price, because currently we are selling at pre-launch price because we are just launching this property now. This property is just new in market. I'm actually, my mood is 100/100 because this is a masterpiece. If you are motivated with all what you've heard, Pastor Ashimolowo, the developer of Macarios place, this is the right time to come in, because right now we are still selling below market price, because this is a pre-launch price before you head sold out or increase in price. Smart investors, smart home seeker, you that you are looking out for a luxury property where you should put your money, where you should put your family, especially Nigeria in diaspora. You looking for where you come back to Nigeria, come home to rest, to relax, have the vacation time with your family, with your friend. Macarios place has put together all infrastructure that will give you that. The time in Dubai, you will have it here in Macarios. The time in Maldives, you will have it here in Macarios. This is the right time to come in and secure your plot, both residential and commercial plot in Macarios place. Pick your phone now. Call the number on your screen or WhatsApp the number on your screen. My name is Mary from Homes and Property. All I do is I bring you the best deal, best real estate deal in Lagos State, Nigeria, and Nigeria. So in your phone corner and come here. And if you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to this channel so you can get notification on all our property and updates about real estate in Nigeria and Lagos State. Thanks for staying tuned. Bye.